Today I'm going to be using this $1 bill to buy ice cream, and then I'm going to be comparing it to ice cream worth $100. The goal is simple, to see if money can really buy happiness. And by happiness, I really just mean better tasting ice cream. But there's just one problem. I think I'd be hard pressed to find ice cream costing $100 in the middle of nowhere, Texas. In fact, the most expensive thing I could find was this place called Chill.
What's the most expensive thing that y'all have here? Okay, the explosion for like 12 bucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in order to truly determine if money can buy better tasting ice cream, I need to travel somewhere more bougie, like
New York, baby! The city that never sleeps. Okay, I need to get out of the street.
step number 1 of the game plan, find dollar ice cream, or even cheaper than $1. If we found ice cream cheaper than $1, it'd be great. Step number 2, find mediumly priced ice cream. What's up?
I'm McDonald from China.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's up, China?
Where are you from?
Cohen. Cohen's my name. What?
Oh, okay.
And last but definitely not least, the boys and I would try $100 ice cream. Wilson's having his main character moment right now. Soak it all up, Wilson. Soak it all up. Okay, we're off to our first destination. We're gonna keep it a surprise, but I think y'all are gonna like it.
Mickey D's.
Now I know what you're thinking. Cohen, you flew all the way to New York just to try Mickey D's ice cream. But before you get on to me, when was the last time you saw a McDonald's that was 4 stories tall? I mean, come on. How fun is that? Plus, I had a deal in my McDonald's app that may or may not have let me get ice cream for free, so yeah, that's a win in my books.
Okay, cheers to free ice cream. This is good, bro. Way better than the ice cream we had in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Way better.
This is the best free ice cream I've ever had in my life. I would just like to say that.
And despite the ice cream being free, I did end up finding some paper in my cone, so I'll give it like a 5 out of 10. Next stop, we wanted to find good $10 ice cream, completely unique to New York City. But first, Subway time. $5, psh, psh, $5, psh, psh, $5 foot long. Psh, 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 psh. Yeah, it's like $10 now, dude. That's so lame. So lame. For those of you who don't know, the ice cream shop we're going to is called Catchin' Ice Cream, and it was started by the creator Dylan LeMay. I messaged him and the team a few times on Instagram because we wanted to throw around our own ice cream, but so far we had no luck.
We made it. We are here.
We're here catching cream. I messaged them several times on Instagram. They responded once, but then left me on red, which you hate to see. So I don't know. Who knows what we're gonna get when we go in there? I think we'll probably just buy ice cream, test it out.
Yeah, we're going in.
As soon as we walked in, it smelled absolutely amazing. We took a peek into the back kitchen and then practiced catching our ice cream. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was waiting in line, I was getting kind of nervous. Mostly because I saw this kid, we'll call him Timmy. Timmy was an absolute weapon, and I swear he wanted to intimidate me with his ice cream catching abilities. But I couldn't let Timmy one up me so easily.
Great catch.
Guess we're just gonna have to call this one a draw, Timmy. Till our next duel, that is. We ended up buying 3 flavors and 1 small ice cream cake, each of which was a little over $10. But now it's time for the taste test.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, you go. Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebble ice cream.
I love the Fruity Pebble flavor. That's really good.
Okay.
It's like cereal.
I'm going for it. Cookie dough. Look at all that cookie dough you got in there. And the waffle cone all chopped up. Let's see what it is. Okay, that's good.
The chocolate brownie flavor was good, but the ice cream cake was probably the best. However, it was time to determine if spending the extra money was worth it. Overall, I'm giving Catchin' Ice Cream a 7.7 because the flavors were good and the experience itself would be worth it for some people.
Okay, now to the hard part. We gotta find an ice cream shop that's expensive. So we actually don't know where we're gonna go yet. I need to go in there and ask them. Maybe the people from Catchin' Cream will know.
Unfortunately, the employees didn't know where to find $100 ice cream. There are a few places I had in mind coming into this trip that were super expensive, but I hadn't heard back from any of them. I tried making a few extra phone calls, but that wasn't getting us anywhere. Our flight was leaving tomorrow, so we had to figure something out fast. However, just when we thought we were about to give up, I found an article where this place called Stuffed Ice Cream was selling a cone with 21 scoops. Despite not knowing exactly how much it would cost, the boys and I knew we had to see this for ourselves.
That's where it's supposed to be.
Stuffed ice cream.
I have high expectations for this place. I'm gonna go in. Y'all wait here, and we'll see how many scoops I come out with, okay?
All right.
Here's the verdict. Apparently you have to message the owners and they have to come do it. The most that you can do is just 7.
At this point, our options were super limited. We were running out of daylight, and like I mentioned before, our flight was leaving tomorrow afternoon. If we couldn't get this figured out, the whole trip would be wasted. I mean, the only reason we came to New York in the first place was to find $100 ice cream. So I decided it was time to pull out one of my old superpowers. Okay, so yesterday we actually weren't able to find an ice cream shop, but after we left stuffed ice cream, I ended up messaging the owner, and a few hours later he responded to me saying we can come back today at noon. And so there's a small problem with that because our flight leaves shortly afterwards, so we're going to be in a bit of a time crunch. But I think we're going to be able to go to stuffed ice cream and get 21 scoops on one cone. But first, Central Park. After a quick hike through Central Park, we felt like we had done enough exercise to justify eating 21 scoops of ice cream.
Hey, what's up, man?
Howdy. What's your name?
Alan.
Alan Cohen.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, Alan.
Hey, brought the whole squad.
Yeah. We got a crew. You own this place, or
Yeah.
how long have you?
5 years now.
5 years. That's crazy.
First, let me start by saying Alan was the sweetest man I've ever met. He let us come in 4 hours before they usually open, which is honestly huge.
He's about to start building the 21 scoop cone, which is gonna be insane. Scoop 1.
I then started asking him about the origin story of this whole legendary 21 scoop cone.
The first year that we opened, we were kind of just screwing around.
Yeah.
Like, let's see how many scoops we could throw onto a cone. And in the beginning, we had 12 flavors. So we're like, all right, let's see if we could do 12, right? And then as we added more flavors to the menu, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And eventually, we have 21 flavors now, and we decided, hey, let's just put everything onto one cone.
Dude.
It just blew up after that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Last scoop, boys. All right.
Wow.
Break the hand off.
Yeah. This is insane, dude. Look at that. That is massive.
I thought this was kind of funny. It's me making a bunch of random faces for thumbnails. It's just ridiculous. Like, come on, pull it together.
How heavy is it?
So over a pound for sure. Maybe close to 5.
But there's only so many pictures we could take before the inevitable would happen. Yep, we started eating it. And since it was melting pretty fast, we had to dump it into a bowl. But after trying each of the flavors, here are some of my thoughts. Not only was this cone an absolute masterpiece, but the flavors were both unique and super delicious. So much so that we even went back for these ice cream donuts that they make.
You need 2 of the donuts as well. And then, yeah, I can pay you.
I can honestly say this is one of the best ice cream places I've ever been to. And if you know me, you know I don't take those words lightly.
It was great. You know when you bite into those donuts and the jelly comes out and you're like, oh gosh, or the weird pudding stuff? This is like the opposite of that. It's like actually good. Anyway, stuffed ice cream here in Manhattan. I'm giving it an 8.7. Highest rating yet out of any of the ice cream places we've been to. The 21 scoops, worth it, worth the money. It was $50-something, and then I ended up getting some donut sandwich stuff, and then after tip, it was basically $100, but probably the best $100 I've ever spent, if I'm being honest.
So I guess the moral of the story is money really does buy better ice cream. But is there really such thing as bad ice cream? I mean, looking back on the trip, it wasn't the expensive ice cream that made it awesome. It was the adventure we took in search of the ice cream that made it so fun. So this is your sign to gather the homies and go to that one ice cream shop you've always wanted to try. Because life's really too short not to eat ice cream.
There we go.
Yeah, Calvin. Where can we find you on Spotify?